Hey guys, I'm Samantha and welcome to my channel. In this video I am going to be doing the end of the year book tag that Ariel Bissett created, and she does every year around this time of the year. There's only I think about 5 or 6 questions, so let me get started. The first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And there's really only 2 that have been on my currently reading list on Goodreads the whole year, really. And that's The Leavenworth Case by Anna Catherine Green. And I'm listening to this along with the Craftlit podcast. I've been listening to the Craftlit podcast on and off for the past few years, and that's generally how I tend to get through a lot of the classics. And she does a chapter or 2 every week. Sometimes it's every other week, just depending on how her schedule is going. So I mostly am just reading along with that, and all of the audio that she gets is from LibriVox. So it's usually people who volunteer their time reading the audiobooks. So it's definitely really nice to be able to kind of have a, I guess, in a book club in a way. But the second book I'm also I wouldn't really say reading, I'm working through, is Knitting Wizardry by Amy Clark Moore. It's just the book version of the unofficial Harry Potter Knits magazine that I've been working through, that I've been, as I get a project caught, but I've been working my way through the last a year or 2, probably more 2.5 years now. I have this one project to do, and then I have to redo another project, and then I can be officially done with that book. I just have it listed as currently reading since I am currently actively working in that book. Question number 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And honestly, no. I'm a mood reader. I've been trying to make more of a conscious effort of reading more thriller type horror books, just since it is October currently when I'm recording this. But I don't necessarily really tend to read a book that's set in a specific season majority of the time. So really the only thing I would think is seasonally is I'm currently reading Circe by Madeline Miller. Geez, words today. Question number 3, is there a new release you are still waiting for? It is a release that just came out, I think, last week. It's A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the first book in a new series that is a spin-off series from her From Blood and Ash series. I love the From Blood and Ash books. I have only read them earlier this year, but I love those books. So I am eager to get my hands on a copy of it, but I'm just waiting for my library to get it. And I requested them to pick it up, so fingers crossed that they actually get them. Question number 4, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? And I think I only have 3 books left, but it's the rest of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I have been going through her backlist books and reading those because I am always late to the hype train for these types of books. So I am pretty sure I only have maybe 2 or 3 books left in that series. Is there a book you think that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I'm not really sure. I'm really picky when it comes to handing out what would be my favorite books of the year. I was surprised that I even loved Crescent City and From Blood and Ash. So it just really depends on the book. Sometimes when there are books that I'm really I'm keen to start reading. Sometimes they can be pretty disappointing, so I try not to get my hopes up too much, but I'm always looking forward to seeing what could be a new favorite. And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for next year? And honestly, it's really just to read more of my own books. I've been going to the library constantly this past year, mostly because I work just down the road from my local library, so during my lunch breaks it's really easy for me to get over there and to bring back stacks of books for me to read. But I've only read a small handful of books that I own myself, so my main goal is mostly just to read those books and kind of curate my shelves more. Since I am a big rereader, I tend to keep books that I know I love on my shelves, but I have quite a few stacks of books that I bought for my library's book sale that I haven't read yet and that are just kind of sitting gathering dust. So I need to get to those so I can decide whether or not if they're worthy of my shelves. But those are my answers to this book tag. Leave me a comment down below of your answers for this tag, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with any of the vlogs and other videos that I happen to come up with. And I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.